Alright guys, this is the Arrma Senton 4x4 3S BLX, the brushless system. Yesterday at Joe's track I finished all my heats and then finished in the main. Everything worked just fine besides one screw came out on the steering knuckle. Car performed perfect. I mean, it did a good job. Around the 2S, it seemed like it worked better. But today we have a problem in here. I already know the problem, but it shouldn't have happened because this is a new truck. Well, I ran this truck probably at the track twice. It is a sandy track, but this problem should have not occurred like it did. Now this, I was running this on 2S, so it wasn't pushing it hard, but we ended up bashing towards the end once all the races got done, and I ran through one battery, went to put another battery in, and inside of here, you can see it, this spur gear ended up stripping. So that's what we're going to do today. Bear with me. I don't have the best setup at the moment, and the lighting sucks. And I got this stupid little lamp from Goodwill at the moment. So we're going to take these 3 screws out. 1, 2, and 3. Alright. And that should just pop right off. Go ahead and pull out these 2 fast eddy bearings. I think they're the best bearings, honestly. You can get a big pack of them, different sizes, for I think like 45 bucks. I think it's like 45 or 50 on Amazon. They work great. This came in today, luckily. This is a Hot Racing hardened steel spur gear, 57 tooth for the Arrma 4x4. It's specifically for this truck. I know people say all the Arrmas, especially in the 10th scales, are pretty much the same, and they are in a sense, but when it comes to aftermarket parts, you really need to read and be careful, because this is specifically for this, the 3S, and only the 4S, nothing else. So we're going to change that out. It's pretty simple. Pull this little plastic cover off, and make sure when you're pulling them off, you keep everything in order. So I'm going to put that from right to left, how I took it off. The actual problem that happened was this bearing just decided to quit. It just went in pieces. So we're going to put a new bearing right here, the way we took everything off. This should just slide. I say it should just slide right out. Alright, that popped right out. Probably going to replace that bearing too inside of here. I think it'll work, but it looks a little dirty, and since that bearing went out, I just don't trust it. So the way to get this off, you pull this piece off right here. Key. So there's actually a screw in here. You can't really see it, but you're gonna get your 2mm. Go in here and loosen it up all the way. And all of this should just come apart, as I say it should, but it's not. Maybe I didn't loosen up all the way. Alright, now it should. Okay, yeah, that should just come right off. So that's your clutch. Your slipper clutch right there. Put that out of the way. And you got one of your clutch pads. You should be able to get off of your fingernail. Remember the way this goes on this side, especially with these ripples right here. These ripples on this side of the spur gear is the way it needs to face. You got one clutch plate right here. Then on this side, that goes into your rear diff. And you got another clutch plate that touches that. Got some washer right here, and then another clutch plate. Sometimes they're easy to get out, sometimes they're not. This bearing in here, I will not replace this bearing today because I do not have this bearing, but it seems to be working, so we're actually going to pop this back out. And that's what, let me make sure I can see y'all. I got a helmet cam on right now. Yeah, see it stripped all those teeth off of there. So I'm going to put this back together. We need to make sure all these ripples right here are on this side. Alright, we're going to get the new hot racing gear, hardened steel. Not going to do a lot of that plastic anymore. Some people hate metal to metal, but it ends up lasting longer. I ran my cars with metal pinion and a plastic spur gear, and it's ran for years, but you know, with the new Arrma system, I just believe this is the way to go, and this is what everyone else uses too. So this is the 57 tooth hot racing hardened steel. It says it right there. Yep. Alright, so remember we got these ripples. Got these ripples over here. So we're going to keep those on that side. So we're going to put this back together. Try to put that on. Put the washer on, and it's actually a weird shape. And sometimes actually, you know what, it is easier. I'll flip this over, put this clutch plate in. Make sure it fits. That would suck. Put that in. And we are forgetting to put this bearing in, so go ahead and slap that bearing in there, spinning freely. Looks pretty clean. God, that already looks good. Alright, so go ahead and put this together. If the bearing will stay in there. Not perfect, but we're getting there. Alright. Make sure that lines up. And this should, yep, just keep turning it. Keep turning it, it'll eventually end up going in there nice. You're gonna hold that upside down, put your other clutch plate in. Alright. And you're going to put your actual slipper clutch on there. And you're going to tighten her up. I set my clutches pretty tight. I trust the transmission. I trust the gearing and the central drive. The clutches on the Arrmas are actually pretty good. They make the upgrade kit for these for 45 bucks, where you can take all this away. But for right now, the way this truck's running, I think it's doing just fine. Right, so we'll keep that tight for right now. Maybe bring it back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. Go ahead and slip our new bearing on there. That's a glove. I love those fast steady bearings. They've worked great for me so far. Can't complain. Alright, we're going to put this piece back on. Put this cover on here. And there you go. Alright, now we're going to go to this case cover. Over here, we're going to go ahead and pop this bearing out. Just put your finger through there. Slide right out. That one's pretty dirty. I don't know if you can see it. Pretty dirty. We'll just go ahead and replace it. Make sure this excess dirt is out of here. I'm going to pop this new bearing in. Make sure it spins pretty good. It does. Alright. Now on the shorter side, without the ripples, so see there's ripples right here. So this side actually is going to face this way on the car. It's the direction it's driving. And on the shorter side right here, this where the bearing sits, where that groove is at. She's going to push that in. And it already spins 10 times better than the stock bearings. Alright, we're going to pop this bad boy back in. Got that good clanking noise. All that metal on there. Gonna pop this back on. Pop that cover back on. And then put this back together, I guess. And it should just fit right in like a glove. Make sure you get nice and hand tight. Don't over tighten it. Remember, you're tightening into plastic. Plastic is strong, but you're putting metal bolts into plastic. Always remember that. I think once this is pushed in, this part is pushed into the car. Back here, I think everything ends up going smooth. Alright, well, that's basically how you do the spur gear. We will see how it drives, and we'll post a video hopefully tomorrow on how everything works.